Texas tonight. And I'm going to bring on the CEO of our company, Mr. Paul Rogers. Paul Rogers, are you with us?
JT, appreciate it, buddy. And when I think, I am in the great city of Austin, and, I always think of Whole Foods when I hear you talk about the business model and being able to build a business and share this product. I always think of Whole Foods, which started right here in Austin, Texas, and grew to a $14-15 billion company. And but more importantly, what it did in its growth is it allowed farmers. It transformed the farming industry in the United States and allowed people in transportation and farmers to make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars that they wouldn't have made otherwise if they didn't have the brand of Whole Foods to help and support and build for. It's not unlike what we're doing here from the standpoint of the reason we chose this business model is that we want this to be a grassroots effort. We want it to be shared with people not only in the United States but eventually around the world. In a belly-to-belly marketing type of approach, a relationship marketing type of approach, using obviously the most sophisticated tools in e-commerce. But as people share this, they fall in love with it, they want it, and it can either be a business model for people or just people that want to consume the product. Instead of purchasing at retail, you're purchasing it online from one of our affiliates. And this is all about the product, guys. Make no mistake, it is. Everything with this amazing product, then everything else follows. That's the way it works. And obviously, the formulator, the creator of this product, Dr. Chris Shade, it was a wonderful meeting and getting to meet Dr. Shade and understanding what he's done, what he means to the world of hemp oil and the nanoemulsification, which he pioneered in this space and created a product unlike anything else out there in the world. So there's a sense of pride that I hope you should have, because you're giving the highest quality hemp oil available in the world today to people, and it's having an impact on people's lives all around the world. And we're young, we're still small in the grand scheme of things. So you're at a great, not only a great product, but a great timing story as well. So Dr. Shade, with all that you've done, you're obviously a legend. Everybody got to meet you at conference. Well, if you weren't a legend before, you are one now. I think you were a legend before. I think you are. And actually, everybody that understands hemp oil reveres the work that you have done. I'm going to do like a really broad question first, and I'm going to hand it to JT and Austin. They're going to hit you with a few just specific questions, short and sweet, and then we'll wrap up the call because we're keeping everything to about 30 minutes or so tonight. So, Dr. Shade, tell me why initially that you wanted to do the nanoemulsification with hemp oil. What did you see that it would do for people? What was kind of the genesis of you going this route?
I'd like to say that I saw well ahead of time where it would end up and how just profoundly it affects people's lives. But I didn't. I was focused on doing all of my other products, and somebody suggested that I do this, and I knew hemp would be big, and there was, of course, the THC market that was there. And I made the CBD, and I started using it, and I was just amazed what it did for me. And the first person that we gave it to, this is early on, somebody asked me to make this, and their wife had postoperative pain to the extent that she wanted to commit suicide, and it immediately stopped it. And it was there that it really got my attention. And it grew from there. We were really busy building a company there at the time. And then as I started to use it on more patients for more different reasons, soon it was side effects from Lyme disease and mold toxicity. And that was when I really came to see its profound effect on neuroinflammation and how calming down the brain and bringing harmony to the brain cascaded down through the whole body and allowed the whole body to reset and go into the healing mode it had been dying to go back into, and let the mind come out of the fog and the pain and bring clarity again. And so where I got to see exactly how it affects people, that was about, it was right before you guys came to meet me. And the whole journey really just unfolded there, more as if the project had decided that we would be the messengers to bring that out there. And I want to follow up on some of the things that you said opening this call, because a lot of people don't know, and maybe they know now, that Paul, you used to be an organic farmer and you're raising goats, but I was an organic farmer. And I say that famously we went out of business the year that Whole Foods came into business, because there was no voice. There was, I mean, and it's true. It is exactly how it went down. I left, the reductionist world that I was born into, because I wanted to help people. I wanted to help the world, and I wanted to see a more holistic expression of things. And, the world kicked me out of that and moved me eventually to doing this. But now we are helping the world, not just at the level that we're restoring them neurologically, we're stopping inflammation, we're allowing their body to heal, but we're helping farmers too. We're helping hemp farmers. And the people out there selling it know what a beautiful product it is, but they don't know what you, Paul, and I and my team are going through behind the scenes to secure the supply of the best quality hemp oils and to blend them in order to get their highest utility. But we are bringing jobs back to farmers around this country, and we're bringing jobs back to an area that had been so marginalized, and we're giving them something that generates enough revenue that they can afford to create organic farms. They can afford to get a lot of the land that wasn't used back into good condition, and then it's enabling us to bring this great medicine. So I love that you brought up that example of Whole Foods, and I can tie into that, and we can tie in that we're helping farmers to have a cash crop that can get them out of the pain of agribusiness and petrochemically derived agribusiness, and get us back to a crop that really helped build this country. And so I want to say that as I get out and I have to go all the way out to the level of a farm and connect them to extractors and connect them to then into our manufacturing, I'm really honored to have the opportunity for you guys to go out and sell enough product to make this a reality that we can connect it back to the land. So thank you for that, for the honor of being able to do that.
No, I love that too, because that's always been one of my passions. You see the huge industrial farms, but it's the small family farms, and that have always been the lifeblood of the country. And so that's
and there is a resurgence in that now. And I go to these expos and I get to meet these farmers, and they're just so happy to have something that will pay them enough to get out of that cycle. And so that's like another thing we're able to do now with this company, is derive that.
I love it. Yeah, and most people don't even think of it. But
no.
And just we're obviously recording the call tonight, and Dr. Shade's obviously going to give some historical and medical references. But for all the affiliates online, we obviously don't treat, prevent, heal any known disease or illness. And obviously Dr. Shade in his practice and what he does deals with so many things which he can deal with, which you guys are not going to necessarily deal with. So I'll throw that little blanket disclaimer out there in regards to the hemp oil. But it's the thing I love about it, Doc, is that it truly is, because I've been around so many of the natural products out there. This is the only natural product that I've ever tried that I felt a difference like in the first few minutes. I mean, why do people feel something from this product so fast? That's really unusual.
Yeah, and that's one of the most beautiful aspects of tying together a plant that has profound effects on the body with a delivery that brings those in so instantaneously. Now, yeah, that immediacy of effect is great for selling people on it, but it also means that you get this high dose of CBD and the other phytocannabinoid diols into the body to affect a change at the receptors, that the cannabinoid receptors that they're affecting, to affect it at a genetic level. But the reason for the immediacy of the feeling is the delivery system, that in this nanoemulsification technology, we're able to break the hemp oil. And this is an important thing. People say, oh, our oil. And, you know, in marketing, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You have to label something so people understand it. But often the labeling isn't entirely accurate. So what we have is we've gotten a hemp oil and we've nanoemulsified it. That means to break the oil droplets down into these droplet sizes that are smaller than 100 nanometers. That's why it comes off transparent. It's really an emulsion like a salad dressing, but the oil drops are down below 100 nanometers, and when they're down that small and when they're encased in this phospholipid matrix that we use for doing this, they diffuse right through the mucous membranes into capillaries in the oral cavity, in the esophagus, in the stomach, in the upper GI tract, and they go into circulation very, very rapidly. And they go into circulation very efficiently. In all of the testing we've done, it ranges from 4 to over 6-fold more total absorption, but the immediacy, all that absorption moved towards just a couple of minutes after you take the product into the next hour. It's still building, and that's able to get a very high blood level, which is able to affect change. Without keeping it high all day, it goes in, it hits the receptors in the nervous system, in the immune system, and tells them, you know, oh, turn down the inflammation, restore antioxidant function, calm the brain down. And what you're doing is affecting function. And I want to tie that into the disclaimer you said. And this is very important for the affiliates. The affiliates don't go out there and talk about disease states. Don't go out there and talk about seizures and whatever disease state you want to talk about. You are in an area of progressive medicine called functional medicine. Functional medicine is working to affect the functioning of the body. You don't go in and treat a liver disease. You improve liver function. And when you set the system up in the body heals the problem. So you're starting from the brain down. You're working through the brain and you're working from the immune system in the brain. You're bringing normalcy to the central nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system, if you remember me talking, is this division between this fight or flight side and this rest, relax, digest, and repair side. And when you're able to restore that balance again, people are jacked over into the fight or flight, and when you bring them back into balance, the body is able to heal itself. So you don't need to talk about disease states. And a lot of you, you'll have that temptation to do that. Talk about normalizing function in the nervous system and the immune system, and the body goes on to heal itself.
I love that. And yeah, that's great wisdom for everybody listening on as you're sharing the power of this product. And we'll put that down in a form that everybody can see as well. And obviously everybody's going to be listening on this call. To keep us on schedule, there's like 10 other questions I could ask you, Doc. I love talking with you. But I'm gonna end it to JT and Austin and let them hit you with a couple of quick questions, and then we'll wrap it up. I'll guess JT, Austin, who wants to go first?
I'll hit the first question, Paul, with that real
John
quick.
Taylor.
Okay, good deal. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. Yeah, buddy.
Okay, super. Hey, Dr. Shea, we get asked a lot of questions because, the network marketing industry is always like, hey, are you exclusive? You see our exclusive, channel for network marketing. And, that's a big important part of this for network marketers. Number one, two-part question. Number one, that. Number two, you built the best product you've ever built. I'm sure you built more products, but for us, specifically the hemp extract, this oil that you built for us, is 33% more powerful. Why the exclusivity is important, and also why such a powerful blend for this marketing channel that's out there, getting ready to change the world.
Well, exclusivity, of course, you have to have exclusivity on a product this great. You want one channel that you can invest all your faith in, all of your message in, that you can have the relationships that we have. I never expected to, have a brother called Paul Rogers, and I'm just not saying that lip service, but Paul and I struggled daily to keep this all growing and supplying you the best possible product. And you can only do that when you've got one family that you work with. And Prime My Body is the family that I work with on this. And the network marketing channel gives you this direction where you can take your best thing and you can give it all of your love and all of your belief and your message, and you can communicate that belief through the channels, because you give me those chances to stand on stage, chances to get on these phone calls, chances for you, JT, and myself, Austin and myself, to have relationship time, to spend time together where we can really flesh out what is it that's so unique, what are we trying to bring to the people, and we can get that through and leverage that down through these channels. And these channels aren't just this way to make money, but it's a way to bring this beautiful modality out to the people and bring the message intact with the spirit that needs to come through with it, the energy, the enthusiasm, the belief, the faith in the power of the product and the power of its message of hope for people. And that's the beauty of going into a network like this. And that's why you can take your highest potency product and you can drive it down that chain.
Well, we appreciate you making us a product that is so powerful. The results, the folks that talk about this, people that have been supplementing the things that their body lacks, has been just amazing. So we're appreciative for that. Austin, I'll turn it over to you real quick.
Hey, Dr. Shade, welcome to the Prime My Body hot seat. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Oh, I'm always happy to be here with you guys. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. Only thing missing is a bear hug, man. So question number one for me is, we get asked a lot, why is it called hemp oil or hemp extract, and what differentiates our product from CBD oil, and why are we not that, and what is hemp oil?
Yeah, well, now it's a time to, just have really frank discussions about what the landscape is and why do we call it different things. And obviously, CBD is the most important component of the product that we're bringing to you. But if we were just bringing you pure CBD crystal and calling it CBD, then we're competing with pharmaceutical interests, and then we're selling you a copy of their drug. But we're not. We're bringing you hemp extract with multiple components that are coming with it, other cannabinoid diols like the CBG, the terpenes these are essential oil type components that are so important to the endocannabinoid system, to the cannabinoid receptors, and to giving the personality to the product, this extra focus that it has, that these little components give it to harmonize different aspects of your neurotransmitters and your gene expression. So it's the holistic aspect of it that is the hemp extract. But it is also compliance with FDA that this is not CBD, because then GW Pharma is selling CBD as a purified, it's actually a synthetic form of CBD that's in their investigational new drug application. We are not that. We are a whole hemp extract. And, so we have to stay on the right side of FDA law. We have to stay on the right side of Department of Justice that's looking for these other products that are high THC. And they're out there. Go to California and buy those things. Go and buy those hemp oils that are 20 CBD to 1 THC. That product may have come from a plant that was technically hemp, maybe not. But that product with that high THC is running afoul of what Department of Justice wants to see. And so we ensure that the harmonious blend of terpenes and cannabinoids in our product is going to affect all of the right gene triggers, affect stimulation of all of the right cannabinoid receptors, but we're staying away from THC as being the driver for that. We know how to use the compounds in the plant to be the drivers for that. And so that's why you're selling hemp oil. You're not selling marijuana. You're not selling marijuana oil. You're not selling CBD, the drug. You are selling this extract as a nutraceutical in a highly advanced delivery system that is enabling it to work so well. So that's why it's hemp oil. We need something that people will respond to. Even though it's a nano-emulsified product, it says hemp oil, so they'll know what it is. But it's not, like I said, it's not CBD, it's not marijuana, it's this hemp extract. Nano-emulsified into the delivery, synergistic aspects of the hemp plant combined together to give you that full effect without being any of those other things. Is that clear?
Oh,
Dr.
we
Shade,
might have lost Austin. That was crystal clear.
Absolutely. That
crystal
was
clear.
Crystal clear.
I was actually saying thank you, but I was on mute. I said you passed. That was a great answer. So you can have the next one. Thanks, Dr. Shade.
Right,
Dr. Shade, as we and some of these overlap, but they're important questions that people ask a lot out there. There's definitely competition, and you created the best product in the market. Period. We had a chance to visit with different people, different manufacturers over the due diligence process, and it was amazing that this all came together, and so blessed that it did. But with the bioavailability, with how you put this all together, why would you say this is the best? Why would you say this is a product that stands way above what other people sell in the marketplace? If you don't mind answering that. You answered it kind of, sort of, but if you just kind of hone in on that people out there.
Yeah, we can reiterate, but, in the end, blah, 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 take it, try it. Ask any of the doctors that have tried all the others, and then they take it, and they're like, oh, my God, this is miraculous. One of your doctors came and visited me last week on some other business we had, and he just shares, like, he couldn't believe how miraculous it was and how well it works and how easy it is to get downline for it because it works so well. And why does it work so well? Again, we know how to blend the components of the essential oil side with the legal cannabinoid side to be able to hit the receptors, to be able to hit the gene upregulation, and then we deliver it with remarkable efficiency and speed. And the absolute beauty of the delivery isn't just that we made these tiny droplets, but the tiny droplets, the way they keep from coming back together is the membrane around them that's made out of phosphatidylcholine dominantly. And that phosphatidylcholine is the same thing your cell membranes are made out of. And that phosphatidylcholine is a nutraceutical itself. It is used extensively for neurological function, for liver function, for cardio function, because it's helping you build more healthy cell membranes. And because of the way it interacts with cell membranes, it has a high delivery into the blood and a high delivery to the cellular targets. So you're taking a nutraceutical, wrapping it in another nutraceutical, optimizing the payload inside, optimizing the size of it and the membrane so that you get the most effective delivery into the blood, into the targets in the body, and that when you go through that crescendo of the blood levels and you're really feeling it, it's so good at activating all those targets during that peak. All those factors coming together to give you not just something that you feel so strongly, but the effects cascade through the body, getting you into that healing mode, and just nothing else is able to do that.
Dr. Shade, well put. I truly appreciate that, and my phone is lighting up, bing, bing, bing. People are going crazy. So with the thousands and thousands that are on this phone call tonight, I appreciate that. My part's done. I'm going to turn it over to Austin Tyson. I really appreciate your time. We know you're changing the world, and helping our channel do that is of importance. Austin Tyson, I'll turn it over to you.
Cool. Yeah, thanks, Dr. Shade, so far. It's my last question tonight. We've kind of touched on it a little bit, but one of the things that we get asked a lot is just the overall cleanliness, sourcing of the ingredients. Are they non-GMO? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, everything that we get is tested for GMO proteins, for GMO genes, and they're all free of that. Some of them have no way of being GMO, like the sunflower-based phospholipids, because there's no commercial sunflower GMOs out there. Other things, there's possibilities where there could be some crossing over, but we test everything as it comes in. We test, GMO is a hot button, so we test for it, but I know there's nothing in any of my ingredients. But rest assured, the tests are there to prove it. But the pesticides, the herbicides, those are distinct possibilities. Now, fortunately, hemp is such a strong plant that people aren't encouraged to use those things. But while we support our farmers, at the same time, they're moving over to organic standards, and it's our constant support that's going to allow them to do that. But, they're spraying in people in neighboring fields, and so you have to test everything that comes in. And this stuff comes in remarkably clean. People worry about metals in the plant because they read that hemp is a metal collector. It's used to remediate high metal contamination soils. But even if they were grown in high metal soils, those metals partition into the proteins of the plant, not the oils of the plant. So you never have those kind of things move into the oils. That's where you'd be worried about pesticides and herbicides. But we test everything before we use it, and everything shows up clean. We moved to using all sugarcane-based ethanol because people, even though it's impossible, people worry about even the homeopathic signature of wheat-based alcohols having some sort of gluten type of energy to it. But we've gone to the sugarcane-based ethanol. So everything is tested up and down. We have very stringent CGMP regulations that guide all of the production. You guys have been in the lab. You've seen what a beautiful production facility it is. So rest assured, these are the cleanest of products and the most biocompatible of products. We, in this kind of integrative, there's functional and integrative medicine, and integrative gets into the guys that are really into muscle testing and kinesiology and the energetics of the plants. And there's nothing more satisfying than giving these guys any one of the products that I've ever made and, test this energetically on someone. And unless they have a hemp allergy, everything tests just phenomenally strong for people, and the CBD, because it works from the brain down, restoring autonomic function, restoring homeostasis, it tests well throughout the whole body. So hopefully that's telling you what you're looking to see there.
That's perfect, Dr. Shade, and I appreciate your time tonight and looking forward to seeing you soon. And I know everyone else appreciates it too. JT, I'll hand it over to you.
Dr. Shade, again, thank you very much.